question is, why are black people banding together to break the box office for Marvel, right? But they didn't band together to break the box office for A Birth of a Nation, right? They didn't band together to break the box office for other black movies, but we're banding together because Black Panther is the character that the white creators at Marvel gave to us. Like that. What do you guys think?
I think they're doing their job perfect. They get exactly what they want. A bunch of puppets. You get exactly what you want. A bunch of puppets. We're in control. They don't care about money. They don't care about color. It's just power, control. So when they see people do that, when they see you don't really fight for the true cause, but you're willing to fight for a bamboozle cause, yeah, right. Black lives. I didn't even know that's what the cause was. Holy shit.
I have a feeling that it ain't the brothers that made that shit go box office. Probably white people went and go, you know what I mean, purchase these tickets and exactly, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? If there's a whole bunch of white folks that bought them tickets, right? But that is an interesting point. Why is something that is mythical, a story, that's something that's fake? Why the fuck would it be so important when you're saying we have such great documentaries of history and profound fucking information on the screen and we ain't even supporting that? It's a good question. It's a good question.
Have we ever come together to do anything in the last century to boycott anything for real?
No.
No, we haven't. The last real successful boycott was the buses back in, I think it was Montgomery, Alabama. So I'm saying that was really the last successful one. That was when Martin Luther King was alive. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying this as that is sad. That is sad. You're 110% right. But as far as the Black Panther goes, I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying it also on, you know what I'm saying, I hope you guys see the points I'm coming from, views that I'm trying to make. On a personal note, I think it's important, especially for our children, because they're already caught up in this superhero, and I'm saying now all the superheroes they're seeing are white, especially the most popular and respected ones. Now this is a very popular and respected character. You understand? Now, even though his country is a fictional country, right? The story in the comic book is that that's the only place in Africa that was not colonized. You see what I'm trying to say? And it's one of the powerful, and it's one of the most powerful nations. See what I'm trying to say? So to me, it's a subliminal message as if we really got our shit together and really took care of each other, this is what we could have. We could have a Wakanda.
Real talk.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important we go watch it. I agree with all of you guys. I agree with all my brothers when on the points of views on why we should boycott certain things. But this movie is not one of them. You see what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't say boycott, though. Yeah, I wouldn't say boycott. Definitely, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not a boycott. It's just not to put, like, we don't have to take it so serious. But like that being said, I definitely agree with what you're saying. If they're gonna have a superhero, we might as well have one of our own. Exactly. So that point being said, totally agree. But I mean, like, to really go out of our way, and I don't think that's. I feel like if we do what we do is our children that we have now, we bring them there. That should be the thing, not us. Who cares about us? And if you don't have children, your nephew, niece, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so what do you guys think about Monique and Netflix situation? So this is what it is. Monique had a deal with Netflix, and she got offered $500,000 for a comedy series, and she was upset because a white comedian, a white woman, I forget her name at this moment, Amy Schumer was getting $2 million for her comedy series on Netflix, and David Chappelle is got 20 million, and you know these other comedy giants. So she's kicking up dust, asking people to boycott Netflix. So what do you guys think about that?
Man, beyond Netflix, we need to boycott the whole media as a whole right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it is nothing but a brainwashing tool. You know what I'm saying? Like 98% of all programming on television is nothing but designed to brainwash your children. You know what I'm saying? And brainwash the population. Fuck. But as far as Monique, I think you have a good point. She could be washed up, you know what I'm saying? And she could be using the race card as a defense, you know what I mean? Who knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
She's in race and sex, gender as well, because she's saying, oh, Dave Chappelle getting this much in, he's a male. And Amy Schumer, she's white, and she's that. But sit down, yo, write something, and let the young people, you know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing. Miss Monique, she just wants every blood clot body for say that she lose weight. All of the pounds have left. She wants to encourage all of the big bone enough women that were big like her in her previous segments, comics. She wants to know that it's okay, guys. You can lose the weight. You can do it. Get on teeth.
You're killing me. You're killing me. But you guys are killing me. But okay, all jokes aside, she showed how much of awards her and her husband, I guess on her podcast or whatever, she showed how much awards she's won and why she feels that she should be up there on certain levels. Now, I think 500,000. Let's keep it real. For a woman like her that's done the type of shows that she's done and the type of movies she's done and no, that's not what I'm saying. She should be offered a little bit more. See what I'm trying to say? I think she should be offered a little bit more. At least, if not a mil, then you know, like a mil something or whatever, but not 500,000 because that's undermining her worth. She's gotten paid more than that many times already. You get what I'm trying to say? So would you really? And to me, she's not that far gone. Like we're in 2018. The last movie she has was what 10 years ago? Precious. That was the last big movie. That was like 10 or more years ago. It's not that far gone, B. You see what I'm trying to say? Don't make it look like she's been gone for 30, 40 years and now she's asking for this money. No. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's not that long. So we need to stop making jokes with this and look at the fact that she's asking for what she's worth. Straight up.
Well, what I know is the drama between her after she got the Oscar. Her first offer was the same type of disrespectful sum that they offered her, and it's like customarily after you get an Oscar, your value goes up considerably. And now, if you were getting $500,000 offers before the Oscar, you would no longer accept $500 offers because you're an Oscar winner. You're in an elite group of individuals that have proven their worth. Okay? So, that being said, yeah, like, why are they not giving her money?
It's because she don't fit the criteria. You know what I'm saying? She's overweight in some people's eyes. Me, more cushion for the pushing, but she's overweight. She's has a high pigmentation. She talks in a certain slang, so she doesn't fit their criteria. She don't fit their standard. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably exactly why they're offering her a disrespectful some amount, you know what I mean? Because that's ridiculous, and that's a great point. Because any other actor, especially white actors, even Chinese actors, they're gonna get theirs if you win an Oscar. You know what I mean? It becomes a standard that goes on your portfolio. I didn't ever look at it like that. You know what I mean? That's a good point. It's because she don't fit the standard, right? It's racism. Simple. Straight goods.
think it's just some people she just has to accept the fact that her time is done. She did amazing. She had an amazing career.
Absolutely not. After you're done with it.
Yeah.
That's a good point, you know?
Yeah, I'm not just like Big Lee said. Okay, like Big Lee said, all jokes aside, maybe she needs to take a different curve to her, she's trying to do the same thing and it's not working out for her. Try something new. You could be a producer. She probably did. She probably produced so much things and maybe you just stick to that. Why do you need to be in the screen? You know what I'm saying? She still wants to be in the screen. Like, no.
Why can't she be in the screen? Okay? We right now, this is the whole thing. This is why the Me Too movement and the feminist movement is very iffy, because it still has that racism tinge to it. Because how can I be in a movement with you? And this is why the feminist movement started, right? Because and this is why the civil rights movement was segmented, because of the fact that the women were saying, how can I be fighting with you and not be equal to you? Right? But now they go to the feminist side and they're saying, well, do you know how much more money men make than women? But then I ask, well, do you know how much more money white women make than women of color? So now you're not looking at that though. What, you're gonna wait till you get all the benefits of feminism? Because the white women have got all those benefits. What y'all say about that?
The feminist thing really bonds me, because I feel like a lot of these white women organizations, they're the ones who started these things, right? And I don't think they're genuine with it, because they pick and choose what they really want to fight for. Because right now there's a sister in the United States who killed a predator at the age of 16 and is stuck in jail. I don't know if she's doing life or whatever, but she's doing life. I don't see none of these white feminist women talking about that. But because it's been 1 year since Donald Trump been in presidency, they managed to form another worldwide march. New York City had over 200,000 women marching. See what I'm saying? Chicago had over 300,000. LA had over 600,000. A couple thousand were marching here in Toronto. See what I'm saying? All because one man said, grab him by the pussy. What about the women who are really losing their lives, who are really fighting to live, and they're ending up being persecuted by the system? How come Unana make no noise about that? That's what I want to know. You see what I'm trying to say? That's why I don't respect these feminist groups, because they pick and choose what they want to fight for. Here in Canada, there's a multiple Native women that's been murdered. There's none of those investigations have been solved. No march, no nothing.
Where's the feminist group?
Exactly. Where's the feminist groups in that?
That makes me think. It makes me think because their main technique is divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Their main technique is divide and conquer. So a feminist movement benefits the system.
Exactly.
Because it's divide and conquer, because you're dividing the man from the woman. You know what I'm saying? And I would even go as far to say even the Black Lives Matter is a form of divide and conquer as well. You know what I'm saying? And you see how much funding that movement gets from corporations, from private investors, and from the fucking government. Just like the feminist movement that the brother's talking about, you know what I'm saying? The real movements ain't getting funded. You know what I'm saying? How come they're able to get all this promotion on TV and worldwide media and all this, you know what I mean? Like, it's divide and conquer. It's divide and conquer.
Well, me personally, I had a little chance to go down to a couple of Black Lives Matters rallies and protests. If you go on Fam TV, search down, you'll see there's some footage of me and my son at a protest. And basically, what I seen was well orchestrated, well funded, and what I kept saying to myself, if if the real groups, black groups that were, you know, out here disseminating to free the people, where were they and why weren't they down there? And the real thing that I had to say that I thought was, if they were down here, the police would not be allowing this to happen. If they were down here, there would be tear gas already and people would be rounded up already. But this group seems to have some type of freedom that no other group would be able to have. What do you think?
Well, they're funded by some racist billionaire named George Soros. You understand? So at the end of the day, Black Lives Matter was never really to uplift or free black people, because the way I look at it is it was only a rally cry for them to try and make it look like they're asking the system to respect us. But why would we ask the same people to respect us that's been mistreating us for the last 500 to 600 years? It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm trying to say? So what Black Lives Matter should have been doing is going into the neighborhoods where they know that there's a large percent of black youth and black people, and try and work with the people and curve the problems in our neighborhood and bring us together that way. You see what I'm trying to say? Instead of trying to rally cry to the system to respect us, even going as far as getting the LGBTQ, you know what I mean, to take sides with them against the police. All those things were just unnecessary and ridiculous because it's not doing nothing for us.
Yeah, it's obvious that these groups aren't in place for us. So what we do, I feel, instead of complaining, I think that's a problem. We're so busy complaining and worried instead of doing something ourselves. And that's just the part that kind of gets at me. I didn't get to mention anything on the feminist part, but I feel like that right there is just a corruption of what our ancestors used to follow, because we know that there's so many different, back in the times that the women were in place as goddesses and as, you know, the divine, the divinity and whatever. So, but they knew that we were kings and that we would be set forth, you know, in certain positions. So that's the only thing that is not being introduced to this feminist group. So it's like a corruption of something that, you know, we started. And that's something that they've been doing. Like, so everything that we think is evil was actually just taken from us and just flipped around.
I think it's crazy that nowadays still that all this racist stuff and, you know, is still going on and there's not really much done about it. Especially that if everyone sees it, if people are aware of it, there should be stuff done about it, you know? And obviously the government's aware of it, if the people are aware of it and the people are still a victim to these struggles and stuff of the racist, people being racist nowadays, you know? And it's corrupt, but I think we need to come together more, you know, to do something about it. And youth, like, you know, it starts with the youth because the youth are the future, right? But also, like, the generation of the older people, like, you know, it all starts with them. Like, you know, how are the youth going to know if we can't learn from the people around us, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, talking about our people. Isn't it crazy? Think about it, guys. How about tomorrow when you guys go outside or when you watch TV? If you're watching TV now, watch commercials. You never get to see your own people. I went to Shoppers Drug Mart and every single picture, every poster was white or Chinese. I didn't get to see no color, and I went and I said, hey, I can take pictures. I have a beautiful little daughter. I said, we can take pictures. Guys, we need to come together. An amazing man, Mr. What's your name, you said? Mr. Bigley. He has many names. So Mr. Bigley opened my eyes to this, and I got upset. I said, oh my gosh, every show you watch, you may be seeing one or two black characters. We need to come together, make our own movies. As he said, even Mr. Bigley said, hey, we need to make our own clothing stores, put up our own pictures of bosses and this and that. We need to come together because when you go to the store, when you watch your commercials, it's not fair that our young ones will not be able to see themselves. They're not going to be able to see that.
And then to add on that, the images that do get marketed and promoted about us are normally really very negative in majority of the time, right? And it's gotten to the point where, I don't know if you guys know about this, but China recently put a ban on hip-hop. You understand? They don't want, right, vulgar, outrageous lyrics being promoted to their youth down there. You see what I'm trying to say? Plus, anybody with tattoos or anything like that, fam, they don't want that on their screens. You see what I'm trying to say? So some people in the black community think that it's anti-blackness. You understand? And the more I look at it, because me and my brother Jack, we talk about music all the time. And one thing that we always get deep into is the lyrics and what people are taking in, because I don't know, fam, I know that some elders will probably tell you, or people in general will tell you that it's your parents that you gotta be your role models, right? Which is true, right? But only to a certain degree, because guess what? When your parents are at work 8 hours a day, you're at school 6 to 7 hours a day, you know what I'm trying to say? Then you may have sports or whatever. You're always interacting with other people is my whole point. They can't stop you from hearing certain music every minute of the day. They can't stop you from hearing certain words come out of people's mouth every minute of the day. You get what I'm trying to say? Exactly. So basically, with that being said, I'm not upset with the move China's making. I think that us as black people should have curved our music, curved our culture from time, and don't let the Jews or whoever was misrepresenting us and putting us out in this light. You get what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of us fell flat for the money. You get what I'm trying to say? That's why you're hearing a lot of the most popular rappers have nothing positive to talk about, and that's just reality. You get what I'm trying to say?
About golly this, how they bad this. Vibes talk about how they bad and they can butt up this person, that person. A lot of Jamaican artists are talking about they can do this. This country is suffering and struggling. These people have money. Popcorn, they all have money, but we all have big gun talk and this and that. But when the country that we all love needs help, people that are not even Jamaican, they're saying, I'm Jamaican, bomber clots. But help. Help. The blood seed, help. You're just using it for negative part.
The joke about that is, how you say it. That's not gangster, and that's why Fam TV is here for. That's why we are here right now, because I'm tired of this gangster. First of all, when we're introduced to gangster, when you think of a real gangster, the beginning of gangsterism, what do you think of? Me personally, I think of like Italian mobsters. I think of Al Capone. I think about Russian cartel. Yeah, I don't even think about black people. I don't even consider us. First of all, we're doing it wrong, because we're watching stuff and we want to be like them. And one thing, what you notice about all these people, whether because I watched a clip with Waka Flocka, he said he went to Italy. You think they even know who Al Capone is? Never heard a word of this guy. And we're there naming, calling our rat, you know what I'm saying, rat names, and these people didn't even know about them, and they're true mafias, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but at the end of the day, what these gangsters do, the whole purpose of what they're doing, what do they do at the end of the day when they're making all this money? What is it to do? To kill their own kind? No, they're building their communities. Right now, who are the gangsters? These Italian mafias or these Irish mafias. They're the police in the neighborhoods. They're the politicians. So real gangsters, they take care of their family. They engage and become a part of the community. That's what gangsterism is. And then they don't become gangsters anymore. But us, we're still on this fucking low level. Like, we're not even doing it right. So, no. Get it right. Stop saying you're bad. You guys are not taking, like she's saying, Jamaica's suffering. You guys are making beer money. You're saying you're bad. And if you're that bad, then take over the country and do something for your people. Take over the country, because your government isn't. That's badness. Show me what real gangsterism is.
These kids, they can't go to school if they don't get the chip. Whoever's suffering and getting government assistance in Jamaica, now gonna get food. Chipping them in Revelations? No. There's too much of us in Canada, London, England. Enough left from Jamaica and went there. You have new tongue. No. Go back home. Help.
Yo, recently I've been focusing on the what's going on in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Been watching a couple documentaries and, you know, checking in on the brothers in there. And this one brother was saying that it's so bad to the point that I'm sure it's the CIA. I put my money on it. That motherfuckers are pulling up a bus in the hood filled with crates. And in them crates, it's guns and ammunition. Now, that's one of the most insane fucking things I've ever heard in my life. If you're gonna do a crime, do it at your best. Do it with you know what I'm saying, execution, diligence. How the fuck can you be so sloppy and disrespectful to drive a bus in the hood filled with guns for people to just grab and kill each other with? You know what I'm saying? The amount of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? At least do it with some fucking class. Sneak the shit in like y'all been doing. How the fuck you gonna pull a bus in the hood where my people are at? You know what I'm saying? We already know that you're killing us, but to disrespect us with such a inferior maneuver, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the worst part about that inferior maneuver is that it works.
Word.
The fact is that it's a thermometer of where we're at as a people.
All those guns are in that.
You know what I'm saying? So we did take those guns and we did kill each other. And if it happened in any hood in Toronto, the same thing would happen. Right? So I think that the mindset needs to be more of a, you can tell that the PTSD is built up into an idea of like not seeing tomorrow, not thinking about my kids or my grandkids. Because if I'm thinking about my kids and my grandkids, I'm not gonna take those guns and kill. I might take those guns and organize, right? But again, we know that these are warmongering enemies with a lot of money and a lot of power. So that could be a bait either way. You organize and they gives them a reason to come for you, and or you kill yourself.
No, but just like you're saying, that is a blatant disrespect because they just that's how much power they have. They know they could put that much guns in the hood and not worry about a revolt, not worry about the people. That's the whole point. That's what they're trying to say. Look what we could do, guys. We'll give you guys all these guns and you still won't do nothing. You're not gangsters, sorry. No ratings.
When I came in the room and you were breaking it down about how, like, what's really a gangster and you know, the image of a gangster, what's really a gangster is all these Italians and you know, primarily the Italian mafia and the Russian mafia, you know what I'm saying? Black people are not gangsters. Melanated people are the most humble, loving, caring, balanced people on the planet. The brothers that you see on the TV, in the news, murdering each other, doing survival crimes, you know what I'm saying? These are crimes of survival. This is not us. This is not our character. We are only adapting to our environment, as all creatures do. And in our fucking environment, they set so many traps that it's ridiculous. It's almost impossible for us to thrive when... Let me give an example. The mother of my children, she was in university. She wrote a paper about the black hole, okay? And she got around like a 60 or something like that. Not a passing mark, you know, not a great mark. So she knew the teacher was racist, okay? So she had an idea to swap her paper with a white boy. You know what I'm saying? The white boy hands in the same paper, revised, so she can't tell. You know what I'm saying? But it's a coordinated plan. And the motherfucker got a fucking scholarship off that fucking paper within the university to go to the science program. So how can we succeed if these barriers are in place? You know what I'm saying? So anyone that's has the, you know, they're saying, oh, wow, this is what they do, you know what I'm saying? You see a motherfucker, the drug dealer, he got caught on TV, oh, he black, oh, he's guilty for sure. They think that's us, you know what I'm saying? We are the most loving, caring, strongest people on the planet. And it's interesting, Mother Nature made us like that, because if the original man was so arrogant like the Caucasian, to be blunt, I have a theory that if the Caucasians were the original man, it would be on every billboard, it would be on the money, it would be in every fucking curriculum, everywhere you look, it would be reminded. When do black people or African descendants or melanated people of the world ever say to any of you of the planet that we're the original man? We all know it. No, that's what you call humble. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call humble, you know? Yo, I thought the Chinese were the most humblest people on the planet. Shaolin, yin and yang, you know what I mean?
Until you find out that's our tradition.
That's right.
And then you find out that's our tradition also, then it's like, yo, it is your mind, it blows your mind, you know? But even going back to, because a lot of people would be like, they would try and disagree and be like, yo, you guys are lying. How you guys say we're not, you guys say you're not the most evil, or you guys are most loving people, but you're still killing each other. But then we could go back into history, and if you think about all the wars where Caucasians were killing each other, and they're proud of it. These are the things that they give glory to, you know what I'm saying? They're warriors, they're kings, like they're proud of it, it's their nature. And then you have the Mexican culture, and this is on Netflix, so this is not even hard to find. And that's what made it even more crazy, that it was on Netflix. It's not even like I got it off of the Android box or, you know, YouTube. This is on Netflix for everyone to see. These Mexicans, it was a Mexican rapper, and they're bragging in the rap, they're bragging how we have the biggest guns and we have the most murderers and this and that, and we're the craziest killers and we have the most kidnappings, and this is in the rap song, and he's a big artist in Mexico, and you have women, children, old, young, all singing his music, and they're all proud of it. And if you go there, Mexico, even in South America, the killing there, they corrupt. And so that just goes to show you now, when it happens in Haiti or in Jamaica or in the States, look how we are so, we complain about it, and we're so sad, and we're so, like, there's an uproar, the people, it's like something in our heart. It just goes to show you that it's not a part of our frequency. It just goes to show we're off frequency because we do not accept it. Overall, our people cannot accept it. But other cultures, they're proud of it. Even the Asian cultures, Indians, they love killing each other, they're proud of it. Us, we're ashamed of it. It's the only, like, yeah, it's not a part of us.
They written the book, Art of War. You know what I'm saying? Not all these motherfuckers follow.